Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 17, which is entitled as Shraddha-traya vibhava yoga, the three types of faith. Sloka 10, Part 10. Yāta-yāmaṁ gata-rasaṁ pūti paryuṣitaṁ ca yat ucchiṣṭam api cāmedhyaṁ bhojanaṁ tāmasa-priyam. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. We learned that there are 3 types of prasadams. 1. The glance of the Lord. 2. The darshan of the Lord. 3. The remnants of the Lord. In the previous session, we learned about the first 2, the glance and the darshan of the Lord. Now in this session, we will focus on the remnants of the Lord, the prasadam, which is well known among many compared to the other 2. There are people who just come to temple just for the 3rd category of prasadam. They don't even enter the temple hall where the deities are to get the other 2 types of prasadam. And there are people, though they come into the temple, their mind are very much focused on the 3rd category of prasadam. Even while they stand in front of the deities, they don't understand even that is prasadam. Prasadam is causeless mercy. We cannot demand it. It is given to us by the Lord out of His compassion. Sometimes people fight for prasadam. Sometimes people rush to be first in the queue to receive the prasadam. They rush to get the prasadam first, not that they value the prasadam, they understand the greatness of prasadam. Rather, they don't want to miss out the preparation, or they want to get the prasadam sooner than later, waiting in the queue so they can leave early. But it is very important that we honor the prasadam with proper mood. It not only applicable for one who is receiving the prasadam, but also the same applies to those who are serving the prasadam. They need to know that it is Krishna's causeless mercy they have been given the opportunity to serve prasadam to others. Therefore they must be very generous, very kind, very pleasing in their talk, and very clean in their appearance. They should not be judging people, and they should not be reluctant to serve more prasadam if it's been asked. At the same time, whoever is receiving prasadam should also not be greedy to get more prasadam. They must consider other devotees as well. But if there are leftover after serving everyone, anyone is welcome to take as much as they want. For those who are serving, it's better they eat first before serving, or if they don't want to, they make their prasadam packed and ready. In that way, their mind is not worried whether they will have prasadam for themselves or not. When we are honoring prasadam, we should try to relish it, each morsel. We should see Krishna's mercy flowing through that prasadam. Prasadam could be both edible or inedible. Inedibles are garlands, is flower, is ornaments, articles, things like that. And edible, we don't need to explain, everything that is eatable. It is said in the scriptures, many scriptures, the greatness of prasadam. We'll just see few. In Parameshvara Samhite, it is said if one continues to eat only Krishna prasadam, all his sins will be vanquished. There is an Aradhya Vachanam. It says, Tat pavitranam pavitram Pavanam cha pavanam. Lord's prasadam is very pure. There is nothing purer than Lord's prasadam. Atri Samhite says, Lord's tirtham, the water that washed Lord's lotus feet, should be sprinkled on one's head. By doing so, one gets the same benefit of taking bath in Ganges. Narasimha Puranam states, when one wears the garland offered to the Lord, will attain the best destination. Here the best destination is the Supreme Lord's abode. Not like one thinks from India to America or from this earth planet to the Swargaloka. And there's another statement from the Purana which says, one who offers food to Shalagrama and honors that prasadam gets the reward of one doing 1000 yaga. And there's an important statement which says that even if the food is prepared very hygienically, very clean, with all expensive ingredients, but if it is not offered to Krishna, one should not eat such food. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that one's mind should be imprinted with the Lord's transcendental form. One's tongue should be chanting the holy name of the Lord constantly. One's stomach must be filled with Krishna Prasad, and one's head should be carrying the tirtha, the holy water that washed the lotus feet of the Lord. And also in other place in Bhagavatam, it says the Lord's garland, Lord's garments, Lord's alankara, Lord's prasadam, these are sufficient enough for us to able to cross over the Maya. And also Gopis beautifully says, Surata Vardhanam Shokanasanam Swarita Venuna Shushtu Chumbitam Itara Raha Vishmaranam Nranam Vitara Veera Naste Adaramratam. The Gopis are pleading to Krishna, saying, kindly distribute to us the nectar of your lips, which enhances the conjugal pleasure and vanquishes grief. That nectar is thoroughly released by your vibrating flute and makes people forget any other attachment. There are many more quotations where we can find in the scriptures which glorifies the remnants of Krishna, which glorifies the prasadam of Krishna and its greatness. When we speak about prasadam, the first thing that comes into our mind is Lord Jagannath. Puri Jagannath is well known for prasadam. The temple kitchen has 752 wood burning stoves, which is spread over 1 acre in the southern east corner of the temple. There are 600 cooks and 1000 laborers work daily in the kitchen. All the preparations are made by wood burning stoves. There is no gas stove or electric stove, and the waters are fetched from the well, not from the taps. A fire sacrifice is done before starting the cooking. This happens every day. Every day the Lord is offered 56 items called Chapan Bhog, 9 kinds of rice preparation, 14 different kinds of sabjis and curries, 9 milk preparations, 11 kinds of sweets, 13 kinds of cakes, pancakes and patties. When we say cake, pancakes and patties, not that vanilla cake and raspberry cakes and pancake with maple syrup, not those items that is found on the western countries. These are Indian cakes and pancakes and patties, which doesn't have any of those ingredients that's used in the other cakes pancakes and patties. Also, none of these preparation contains any of those widely used ingredients like cabbage, potatoes, tomatoes, cauliflower, red chilies, onion, garlic, carrots, and several other vegetables are also not used in any of the preparation. But they taste heavenly. Heavenly is not the right word, but that's a maxim that we can express the taste of the prasadam. People generally think if we don't use onion and garlic, the food doesn't come out well, it doesn't taste well. They should eat Jagannath prasadam to give up their wrong ideas. And the kitchen does not have electricity, no any machines like mixies and food processor. We have all those gadgets now, but still people are hardly cooking. They don't have time to cook. All the preparations are made in new earthen cooking pots. No stainless steel, no non-stick pots. Each time, new earthen cooking pots are used for making the preparation. There are two categories of preparations which are made. One category is boiled items, whereas the other one is dry items. For boiled items, they have 5 kitchens, and for the dry items, they have 4 kitchens. Boiled dishes includes dal, soups, rice, khichdi, vegetables, etc. Whereas the dry item consists of that which doesn't require to be boiled. There are 2 principles which are followed by those who are cooking at the temple over there. Number 1, before beginning to cook, one should eat sufficiently and feel no hunger, so that one can enable mental and physical strength to reach a maximum. Number 2, while cooking for Lord Jagannatha, one should constantly remember his name, fame, pastimes, and qualities in a mood of devotion. There are 7 rules for honoring Jagannath Mahaprasadam, which are very strictly followed by those who are devoted local Brahmins over there. For people like us, it will not always be possible to abide by these rules, but we are going to list it to show the deep respect and love that the devotees of Jagannath over there got for the precious food remnants of the Lord. Rule number 1. You must eat sitting on the floor without an asana or table to ensure that you are on a lower level than the Mahaprasadam. Rule number 2. Serve all Mahaprasadam, even liquid dal, with your right hand without utensils. If an item is too hot to hold, one can serve it by covering their hand with a makeshift banana leaf glove. Rule number 3. Chant a specific mantra before honoring the prasadam and say Jai Jagannath and taste the nectar. Rule number 4. To avoid an offense, one must happily accept and honor every preparation. However, if someone is observing a special vrata, avoiding certain preparation, they can do so. Rule number 5. When washing the mouth after eating the prasadam, one must swish the water around and then swallow the first mouthful to prevent spitting out any particles of Mahaprasadam. Rule number 6. The water from washing one's hands and mouth should directly fall on the ground. It should not be put in a sink or a bowl, as some precious Mahaprasadam passes offensively down the sink. Lastly, rule number 7. After eating the Mahaprasadam, one should not use a broom or cloth to clean the floor. One should use one's own hand and a little water so one can feel and pick up any bits of Mahaprasadam and immediately honor them. Then one can wash the floor in the regular way. There are several stories which narrates the glories of the Prasadam. Also talks about how the Lord has physically appeared and accepted those foodstuff which has been offered to him, and stories where his devotees benefited having his Mahaprasadam. The stories are unlimited, but we are limited with our time. Therefore, in our next session, we'll just see one story which explains how the Mahaprasadam in Puri Jagannath appeared. Namaste, Hare Krishna.